Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make pan de muerto. So here I have around half a cup of warm milk and I add 1 tablespoon of yeast. Into that I'm going to add half a teaspoon of sugar. And we're just going to stir that up really well until there's no dry bits, until all the stuff is incorporated, and we're just going to let her sit in a warm spot. Don't forget to cover her, and we'll just wait for her to bloom about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, guys, so now we are going to take out our scale and we are going to weigh at least 148 or 149 grams of sugar because we have to account for the 1 teaspoon of sugar that we added into our yeast. So we're going to weigh our sugar. So once we have our sugar, I'd like to take these oranges. Make sure when you buy oranges, they're the thickest and the meatiest, because if you get the ones that are really smooth, you're not going to get any zest out of them. So I like to zest it into my sugar, and I took about 1.5 oranges and I zest it all into the sugar just so the sugar can absorb all of that flavor. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And guys, here I forgot one step. I was supposed to take out my butter and my 3 eggs out so they can be at room temperature, and I completely forgot about it, but it's all going to be okay. But you are going to need 3 eggs and 100 grams of butter, and then you also going to need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right, guys, so I'm just going to take my stand mixer and I'm just going to start off by cracking my 3 eggs into the bowl. And here I'm just going to take a whisk and I'm going to start just breaking up the eggs just so I can give my stand mixer an advantage here. All right, at this point, it's been 10 minutes and look how active and frothy she is. So she is ready to be mixed into our eggs. And this is how she is looking. At this point, now we're going to put our orange sugared zest, all of it up in there. And then we're just going to put her in the stand mixer and have her mix all of those eggs and the yeast and all of the sugared zest, orange sugared zest, very well. All right, so once that is all nice and mixed, we're going to take it out. We're going to bring out our scale and we're going to start adding all of our dry ingredients. I used all-purpose flour for this recipe, but I had done it again and I used bread flour and they both come out pretty good. So we are going to need 500 grams of flour, and then we are going to add our salt, which is 1/4 teaspoon salt, and we're just going to put it back in there and we are going to mix until it all forms a dough, like a dough ball. And now we're going to need 100 grams of room temperature butter. I sadly forgot to take it out, so I had to put it in the microwave to soften it up. And this, once my dough ball has came together, we are going to gradually, slowly add this butter. And then after we put this butter in, we are going to mix for about 15 to 20 minutes until it passes the window pane tests. And here I just scraped it down on the sides just to make sure that there's no dry floured bits on the way bottom or on the sides or anything like that. If you don't have to do that for your machine, then don't do it. It'll makes perfectly fine. I just wanted to be 100% sure, which it didn't, so I was happy with it. And so once it starts looking like this, it should be done. Now we are going to stop the machine and check for the window pane test. All right, so we're going to test it and it passed. So that means it's ready to be transferred to a greased bowl. I sprayed mine with avocado spray. That's the only thing I had. So what we're going to do is we're just going to dump it into our counter, and then we are just going to form it into a ball, just a cohesive ball. And then we are going to cover this and we're going to let it rise for about 45 minutes to an hour until it just doubles its size. All right, so here I'm checking at the 45-minute mark. As you can see, she is growing. She's looking good. She has a few bubbles, but she is still a little sticky. She still needs a little bit more time. So we're just going to cover her back up and put her in a warm area and check back on it. All right, so this is 15 minutes later, so it's exactly an hour and she is ready, y'all. Look, you see how she's nice and airy. She has like really double her size and she is not sticking to my dry fingertips. That means she is ready to go. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to dump some flour on our counter and we're just going to start making our little balls. I almost forgot you have to punch the air out. I thought for a second I was making sourdough. Because with sourdough, you just dump the dough out. But with this one, make sure that you get all the air bubbles out and then you dump it into your counter. Now, I like to get my kitchen scale out and start weighing each dough ball at least 100 grams. So that way all of them are going to be baked equally, evenly. And so I'm just dividing my little heads and then also the parts that are going to be my little bones. And I'm just going to assemble it. You're just going to push it down a little bit, get some water, and just start assembling your stuff. Then now we're going to just let it sit for about 45 minutes to an hour until they're nice, airy, puffy. But so far they look so good. All right, so after 45 minutes, they have doubled. They're nice and fluffy and airy. Here I'm just taking a little bit of melted butter and I'm just brushing the tops. So that way when I bake it at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes, it can give it like that nice golden top. And these we're just going to wait until the first ones come out. So I'm just going to put it in a cooler area because I don't want it to overproof. So this is the foil that I put on the bottom halfway through baking. That way the bottoms of my breads do not over bake or over brown. This is after about 18 minutes. So look how beautiful they are looking and look how big they got. So now it's time for round number 2 and I'm going to do the exact same thing to this one. Look how nice they are. They got the nice golden color. They're nice and puffy. They are risen just perfectly. The bottoms are perfectly brown and not burnt or hard. These are so, so good. The orange smell comes through. Oh my gosh, my whole house smelled so good at this point. Y'all, for a second, I forgot that I was recording, so I had already put sugar on the very first one. But once they are completely, and when I tell you completely cool, they have to be completely cool. You're going to take a little bit more of melted butter, and then you're going to take regular sugar, and then you're just going to put it on top. I just shook the excess sugar out. And here I am just rotating my bread after the first half of the bake, and then I put my foil under so it prevents it from the bottoms over baking or over browning. So here it is. My timer went off. I'm taking them out. Look how beautiful they are. The heads could have been a little smaller. It just makes me laugh so hard because look how big the heads are. They could have been a little smaller, but hey, I'm not a professional, you know? So I'm just showing you, look at the bottoms, beautiful, beautiful. So we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to completely allow them to cool down, and then we're going to put our sugar on top. All right, so at this point, they're completely cooled, and we're just going to do the same exact thing that we did to the other ones. As you guys can see, I'm being very gentle because even though it's completely cooled, like these breads are still super, super soft. And so we're just going to put sugar. We're going to shake the excess off. If you like to have like extra sugary tops, then you don't have to. But for us, we don't need that much sugar. But you see how soft these breads are? I just can't get over the fact that it looks so beautiful. So I was recording and then all of a sudden it stopped. It just stopped recording at the most important part when I initially had torn open this bread. But look how soft and pillowy it is. And look, you're going to see right in the middle all of that orange zest. Oh my gosh, it looks so good, y'all. It looks, it smells, and it tastes so good. Please try this recipe. But thank you guys so much for watching and staying till the end of this video. As always, I will be putting the recipe down in the description box below so you guys can check it out. And please make this recipe. It doesn't matter if it is summertime, springtime, wintertime, whatever time you want to make it. Whenever you do it, it's so, so good. And it's nice and refreshing. It's not super heavy. It's really light. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.